Pop-Tarts lawsuit.
So have any of you ever considered Pop-Tarts a health food? I have to ask.
Well, yeah, they got
No.
fruit in them.
Well,
Oh, well then the lawsuit is right up your alley, Dave.
yeah, whose side are you on?
Because strawberries, you see, as you know, explained on WebMD, according to that CNN article I wrote
Super
or read.
Or is that blueberries?
No, it's the strawberry Pop-Tarts that are the problem. Because strawberries is supposed to be a very healthy thing for you to consume, you see.
Wait, so only strawberries?
Yes, just the strawberry Pop-Tarts. That's why this woman,
Okay.
I think she's just a woman from Illinois, is suing Kellogg because they claim that Pop-Tarts
For-
are healthy. They're a health food.
How many calories is like a...
Calories have nothing to do with it. It
lot.
says strawberry.
I can tell you, as a diabetic, I'm supposed to have 60 or under grams of carbs per meal, and I cannot even come close to eating both of the Pop-Tarts in a sleeve. I
how
can tell you that much.
How much actual strawberries in...
So
Because it's just like a paste, like really, it's just sugar.
I think less than 2%, according to what I read. And I
Oh, it's a
have to
juicy
say,
juice.
It's made from juice, yeah.
I'm honestly shocked there's that much.
The preservatives. Well, like that it's as high as 2%?
Oh yeah, like I just assume it's just a goo, like a slurry of whatever.
How healthy are the s'mores ones? That's all I care about.
That's gonna be the follow up.
How much actual cacao is in there?
Stole my joke.
I did.
I was gonna say, are the brown sugar cinnamon a health food?
But I want to know, like, what's wrong with the blueberry? Like, what?
Yeah.
Well, nothing. They're unimpeachable. That's why they're not in the lawsuit.
But blueberries are a superfood, according to all the crunchy granola hippies.
Yeah, where's all
Right.
the acai Pop-Tarts?
Yes.
They have cherry flavor, but nobody likes those. So
I like cherry flavored things. I wouldn't eat a cherry flavored Pop-Tart. That's weird.
My roommate, Denny, does.
wait, does he
Really?
really?
Yeah, we have cherry Pop-Tarts, and I asked Josh, and it wasn't Josh.
Man,
so
if I were you, I'd move. Who knows what
I'm
else he's
thinking,
hiding?
I'm thinking about it.
That's fine. I'm holding out for the flaxseed filled ones. Full of just
Why?
bird seed.
Let me ask you,
man.
so it's a health food lady suing because they're lying about Pop-Tarts being a health food? Is that
Yeah.
why? So why not
$5 million lawsuit, mind you.
Why not
What?
sue
Is
the
that damages? Like,
Yep.
Why not sue the FDA then?
Because it's harder to sue the government, you see.
True, but at the same time, I just recently bought an entire pack of Kraft singles, and they make a lot of health claims on those packages that cannot
Wait,
possibly
how?
be true.
Like, do not consume, not made
I'm-
for
They
internal
legally
use.
can't call that cheese.
No, but they can say it's a good source of calcium.
I'm pretty sure the cans of SpaghettiOs I buy still have this little like cartoon of a bowl of vegetables. They're
Oh,
like,
yeah.
it's just as good as this.
Hey, I
like,
there was a time in my life where I convinced myself that was true.
oh, that time in my life for me is still now. All right. Now, we've talked about many mysterious games on this show before, but none quite like this. A project so shrouded in the unknown that the search to unearth who made it or why has yet to be solved. Hell, even some of the people directly involved in it didn't know what it was. So what is there to say in regards to Camdrome? Honestly, it's a difficult question to answer. It appears to be a webcam-themed horror experience surrounding killers featured in full-motion video, and that's sort of all we have to go by so far. Its seemingly random cryptic appearances and disappearances through its bizarre social media pages going on for nearly a decade only makes the hunt for its truth more enticing. However, the current stage of silence we are in with updates only raises the need for further investigation to where it went, and more importantly, will it one day come back? Speaking of returns, we are back with another thrilling Halloween episode of Hot Button. I'm your spooky, scary host, Randall Petrus, here in the studio once again with Austin Blakesley,
Ooh.
Dave Delaney,
Spooky ghost.
and Kay Linderman.
Theremin sound.
How's everybody feeling? And since Spirits Within, has that rain cloud faded yet?
You keep reminding me of that.
Hey, Dave, how's that
So,
book coming?
Yes, the problem with me forgetting about Spirits Within is that it's now on my coffee table for me to look at every day. I've gotten 3 pages in, and I feel like my brain may have leaked out.
That's a
from
whole
reading
page more than the last time I talked to you.
Yeah, it's only been a week since then.
It's got pictures.
Yes, and size 24 font. and 78 pages long.
Does it help the plot make sense?
Surprisingly, no. I don't know if it's because it's completely incoherent or written by a madman. One of the two.
Speaking of madmen, also,
Oh, good segue.
I know.
Good show.
A thing to note with this subject, I feel like a few listeners will likely be quick to dismiss this as just another ARG, but I do seriously think it goes beyond that into really a different territory. I don't know. I'll let you guys all be the judge. Plus, this will be an interesting one with all y'all going in fairly blind. Also, some sensitive materials in this as well. Our story begins almost 8 years ago at a not-so-little annual gaming convention you may have heard of called the Penny Arcade Expo, or PAX for short. Specifically PAX Prime, out at the State Convention and Trade Center in Seattle, Washington. The four of us have attended PAX East up in Boston, though here it looks as if the West Coasters get to be at the start of the fun this time.
East Coast is way more spooky. It's not
It's true.
fair it wasn't here.
Yeah, all the legends are born around here. What do they got?
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah,
Come on, Boston.
We got the Jersey Devil, Mothman.
Boston.
Hearthstone premiered at PAX East. Suck it. Seattle.
Yeah, but so did oh god, the stupid space.
Oh,
Dreadnought?
After Earth.
No,
No, wait.
fucking
Civ-
like it. It's a giant scam.
Wait.
Star Citizen.
NF
Star
NFTs.
Citizen. Thank you.
Oh, I thought you were talking
Oh,
about the
sorry.
Civilization
That-
spin-off.
That infamous Star Citizen panel where they're glitching and
that
flying.
PAX
That was
East?
PAX East, yeah.
Oh, the helmet flip.
hmm
Mhm.
Did
We missed out. Yeah.
Damn.
Did they get into NFTs yet? Speaking of scams?
I mean, I
Aren't
wouldn't
their
be
spaceships
surprised.
essentially just NFTs at this point?
The JPEGs,
Yeah.
they kind of were like the forefathers of NFTs if you think about it.
Yeah, we'll say you a thing that we made that you can own kind of, except not really. Also blockchain. Also, this will never be useful to anyone. Yeah, NFTs.
By the way,
Star Citizen, same thing.
quick promo before we get back into it.
Yeah.
I found a Twitter account called Crypto Bros Taking L's.
Oh, that sounds pretty good.
No.
Highly recommended. It's great.
Everything I need this season.
Yeah.
So this was also the organizers' first venture into extending the event to 4 days over the usual 3, and it broke attendance records until each following year would shatter that. Until COVID. Anyway, when the doors opened that morning on August 30th, 2013, congoers and journalists who popped over to the Indie Mega Booth were treated with something strange. Hidden in the corner was a bloody computer tower and CRT monitor with a mounted camera on top and 2 small speakers on the sides, resting on top of black garbage bags. The screen would mostly just host the animated logo and name of Camdrome, except every so often, videos would play as well. It's probably like maybe 15 seconds in between. Videos that displayed some truly disturbing imagery along with other disparate footage totaling around 9 minutes in length. At least that's from what I gathered from those who walked up to it and were willing to film it on their phones to achieve to YouTube. Special thanks to user Chris Morris for the compilation. The clips we personally watched post the boot up directory where the game would supposedly search for connected webcams. I checked this out, I think I initially wrote this a few weeks ago, but we refreshed our memories just by revisiting this probably 10 minutes ago. So one was of a young woman with a metal bracelet acting erratically in front of a white sheet that read "Our Arms Murder" in splattered blood. Her wailing and hand gestures trying to signal the viewer before making a woof sound, smiling, and then is suddenly pretty violently punched in the face by a hooded figure wearing an almost geisha-like looking mask. It then cuts back to the original screen of text in an effort to ping another server and find a new victim. The second video begins with a man in glasses and a bandana sitting on a couch holding a remote. He addresses the camera, calmly talking until the same assailant wearing all black blinks in and out of frame behind him until sharply switching to a close-up of him screaming with blood pouring out of his mouth and nose.
If any of you have seen one of the best movies from a couple years ago, very similar to Unfriended 2.
Not
Dark
Unfriended
Web.
one.
No, not Unfriended 1. That was much better.
I preferred it, but
How many blenders were into
you also you failed to mention the fact that he's just sitting there also wearing briefs. He's just
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
And a wife beater.
Yeah. The third clip is of a bald man in sunglasses who gives off the impression that he is being casually interviewed, intercut with seconds of him hanging and flailing from the ceiling. The fourth is done in the format of CCTV footage, this of a dimly lit dark corner and a girl in headphones pausing and then running away with a gun in hand. It then hangs on the shot for nearly a minute. Her captor may have been hiding in the darkness there, following her. It's hard to tell with the glare from the monitor. Remember, there is no direct feed. Fifth is then of a blonde woman in a living room decorated with a Christmas tree. She does what I can only propose are vocal warm-ups, inches from the cam, and then peers right up at the viewer, points and says, "You," before returning to perform weird mannerisms and babbling noises, similar to the First Lady. And then she sings, "We are awesome or all saved." I really couldn't tell. Again,
It
this
was
is
supposed to be "We Are Awesome," but
yeah, this is
it's hard to.
all off a phone
I
recording.
couldn't make out much of anything.
Yeah. And then her throat is slashed while the picture zooms in and distorts. Obviously, by this point, we're sensing a pattern here. So real quick, the next had another girl. She was wearing a mask and skirt, dancing to poppy children's music. Next to another white sheet covered in blood. She then glitches out, the audio crunches, and the killer fades through the image in waves. Then we have my favorite, a man who I'm embarrassed to say I didn't recognize as YouTuber Badlands Chugs until you three instantly caught it when...
Well, it's one of 4 good YouTube channels, so of course.
It's so amazing. Like, how in God's name did he get involved with this? And it must have been relatively early in his career. It's tough to say, I think, when he blew up, but looking back at his upload dates. But yeah, he's sitting at a table, then downs a carton of milk in one gulp, very on brand. He proudly slams it down after, and that's it. No demise.
Makes it out all right.
Yeah.
The lone survivor.
Too tough to die.
Or maybe this entire thing is Shoe Nice killing people. I'm sorry, not Shoe Nice. God.
There's some competition in the...
Yeah.
That would be more believable.
Well, yes. All that bleach got to his head.
Yeah. The one that follows this is of a man and woman both decked out in black ropes. The woman appears to be pleading with the man before he strikes her with like a sword or a bat or another long blunt object, and joyfully dances while heavy color effects blur the picture. Next, we then see a bearded man in glasses shouting "Go away" from the bottom of the screen. This was also the shortest clip by far. Second to last, a very pretty tattooed girl in punk attire sensually touches herself and then flashes her chest. And her nipples are obscured by an imposed video of a high heel shoe crushing an egg.
Oh, is that what that was?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, that's somebody's something.
Hey, different strokes.
And finally, a man in a Vans t-shirt at a desk, repeatedly hitting himself in the head with a mashed ball of clay, causing his temple to split open and bleed in shock. He exerts the phrase "goddamn" as well as a couple other words I couldn't translate, but you, Dave, I think
it was I shouldn't be having these sexual feelings, but I could be wrong.
About the
Yeah.
clay.
That's what I got too.
Okay.
About the clay?
I wish we knew for sure, but that's our best guess.
Really into Gumby as a kid.
It's deviant behavior.
They were all sandwiched between those screens of tech jargon and, I keep air quoting, server changes. Though outside of that, there was literally no info to disconcern what the fuck it was.
It wasn't a tech jargon. It was a DOS prompt,
Thank you.
and it was pinging a server,
Yeah,
returning an IP, which I assume was the IP to the webcam,
yeah.
then going into the documents folder and loading an exe. It said ping camdrome.com, loaded a bunch of IP addresses, navigated down to a folder, and then said execute camdrome.exe.
Sounds like tech jargon to me. I'm just
DOS is tech jargon, but
So wait, are you implying that that what it was doing is actually real, or was it just built to look like?
it was built to look like a DOS computer. It was meant to look like it was pulling an IP of a webcam and then loading an exe that would show the webcam, I guess.
Got it.
But it was
Yeah.
believable. Like, it was...
There were actual prompts.
Okay.
It was not fake.
That's
but
cool.
it was...
Well,
Dedicated.
it was accurate. It was
Right,
accurate.
yeah.
Those were accurate prompts, yes.
and then it was just playing those videos on a loop, I presume.
Yeah,
Right?
that's what it looked like. I don't know if it was the same order every time. That what we watched is kind of all there is out there. So if there were other clips as well that just weren't captured, we'll never know. So the YouTube footage, it's met with constant bewilderment from any of the folks who strolled up and asked about it. Like, you could see that in there, just every once in a while, be like people poking behind it. You're like, ugh. Although there are some sleuthers who pointed out buried references in that faux code you were talking about to previous hot button topic, Night Trap, and also Endgame, not Avengers Endgame, but instead a conspiracy theory documentary by noted asshole and fraud Alex Jones on the debunked concept of global enslavement and impending genocide orchestrated by a secret underground society.
What? Wait, what?
Was this before or after Loose Change?
Well, after.
No,
It was after
no,
Loose Change,
No,
but
Alex
this
Jones,
was,
I don't think was involved in that.
I'm pretty sure this was
Are you sure?
pre.
I wouldn't put.
He might have
I
endorsed
wouldn't
it.
put change on it.
It was probably pre Infowars.
So
Oh,
that would have
okay.
been 90s then, or probably. Infowars. Well, actually, I know Alex Jones has been around a long time. I don't know
Yeah.
about Infowars in particular.
Far too long for a man that large and that
I
red.
think Infowars is a 2010s thing,
Okay.
but I could be
Okay.
wrong.
Yeah, so I'm not sure when this movie came out. This is 2013. But I don't know if they were just being like cheeky in the coding, just being like, you know.
It's like
but
it's a weird
it's
two
an odd
things
pull.
to choose.
Yeah. One of those is a lot more fun than the other.
Sure.
So everything featured in the clips looks super amateur. Though the lo-fi like early internet aesthetic was absolutely like intentional to, you know, add extra discomfort to the whole thing. The splicing of them together in a framing to invoke the vibe of a chat roulette, a Megal, or a deep web stream. And those curious were then met in heightened confusion when searching around its booth. There was no representative to speak to on it, no sign or business cards to encourage research. It was just there, existing. Even the PC it was hooked up to was remarkably old school, meaning it could have presumably even been just a shell case for where the presented materials were being shown from. I think, Dave, you mentioned that, like...
Yeah, I can't. If there was nobody there watching it for the entire weekend, some idiot was going to blunder into it and unplug something, and there wasn't going to be anybody there to fix it.
I feel like it was constructed in such a way to, like, block off anyone
Yeah,
from...
either that or
yeah.
it was all hot glued and soldered together. I
Right.
think either one's fine.
2 updates.
Okay.
Number 1, Infowars is from 1999, so you're right.
Holy
Yes.
shit.
Man, I
Uh,
wish
it was-
I wasn't right.
Yeah.
I wish this
Infowars expert, Gary
Oh,
Linderman.
no.
You heard it here first.
No.
2,
No.
Endgame, Blueprint for Global Enslavement,
That's it.
came out in 2007, which was the same year as
Loose Change.
Ah.
Yeah. Well, which version of Loose Change?
There's more than one.
There's a lot.
The actual film version of Loose
Wait,
Change.
Yeah, because every time they get proven wrong, they go in and they re-edit it. And
There are
Not
7
know
versions
that.
of Loose Change.
yeah.
What?
Mm-hmm.
I think
Sorry.
the newest
That
one.
was
But yes, he had
4
to be,
hours long now.
He had to have Infowars back then because he with the heaviest air quotes, predicted the 9/11 attacks.
Yeah, like
which is-
Nostradamus predicted them.
Well,
and
yeah,
then,
exactly. You know,
Yeah.
along with 100 million other things that he mispredicted.
Alex Jones
Got
was
it
also
right
in
that
Loose
one
Change.
time.
That sounds
He was
about
in
right.
it?
He was
Yeah.
in Loose Change.
Okay, that's
Oh.
And
right.
both of those
Yeah.
were a year after he was in A Scanner Darkly, so there you go.
I'm sorry to say that is going to come up in this.
Yeah.
Loose Change or Scanner Darkly?
A Scanner Darkly, because, apparently Alex Jones has to come up more than once per episode
He gets his gigantic red fingers and everything.
this
so.
week. Not every week.
Sausages.
As the weekend continued, the few number of attendees that desperately wanted details on the creepy display eventually met with indie game developer and creator of Luftrausers, Ridiculous Fishing, and Nuclear Throne, Rami Ishmael, to discuss the origins and purpose of Camdrome. This as he was hired to help run the Mega Booth space that year. Except he responded with stating that he seriously didn't have any idea who exactly set it up, or why. And so by the closing of the show floor that Sunday, the staff had broke everything down. Well, almost everything. The Camdrome station eerily remained by its lonesome. Literally all the other boothies who booked areas were cleaned out, packed up, and on their way home. Chris Morris, our friendly YouTube filmer, even tweeted out a pic calling notice to its abandonment. But that's the summary of its only public appearance, one without anybody ever claiming responsibility for the demo. Shit, even the nearby vendors and security weren't able to spot the team members behind it.
So
Kind of haunting.
I don't know if this is like something that you're going to get into later, but like, so you're saying the person who was running the Indie Mega booth didn't know who set it up, right?
Yeah.
So who paid?
He was managing.
Right. So like, do they have to buy spots? Like, who signed up for the spot that was in?
Yeah, we'll get there.
Okay.
Can you pay in
Because
cash
you're right.
for
Somebody
something like
money
that?
had to have
Like,
got exchanged hands. Like you're
Right,
you're right
yeah,
to
somebody-
ask that. Yeah.
yeah.
Bitcoin was a thing. You could paid in Bitcoin. You can't.
Yeah, back then it'd be like 400 bitcoins in order to get a 2-day spot.
No, they just used Fiverr. You know, like
I don't think that existed then.
no, I guess it probably didn't.
Yeah, before the gig economy ruined America. So.
Simpler time.
Upon a
Hey.
simple
Helped ruin America.
You're right. I'm sorry.
Upon a simple Googling of the name, only 2 pages relevant to the project would arise. A domain aptly under camdrome.com that was launched as far back as I could locate around late May of 2013. Thank you, Wayback Machine. Problem though, it originally didn't sport anything other than a grainy black and white background of a broken computer with a banner reading, quote, "My site," and this is my site description under it.
Aw,
Yeah, that's cute.
that's so quaint. I love that.
Cool.
The second was to a Twitter account with the profile reading that they joined the service in December of 2012. There was essentially no followers and just a few lone tweets to report, one of which that went out a month prior on July 18th and said, quote, "Watching you," the game's catchphrase. This and then another sent overnight on the premiere day of PAX, tastelessly linking to a tragic and real news article of a Japanese citizen who committed suicide live on the internet during a heated exchange with online users, daring him to die.
Like I told you I was hardcore type deal.
I don't know the full details,
Okay.
but
Yeah.
yeah,
So what was their first tweet?
the "watching you."
Oh,
That's all
okay.
it was. Yeah. Rewinding to the handle's activity during the actual event, though, numerous photos of the booth were shared while at the same time signaling out specific congoers, alerting them of their presence and implying that they were being recorded, thus really
Like by
leaning
name?
into the whole voyeuristic feeling of it.
By name?
I think it would just be like by description, and then like if people were to look up like the hashtag for the game, they might see themselves.
Oh.
It does seem like there's a little bit of privacy violation going on in that.
I mean, they were in a
Hey.
public space.
Yeah.
Do you remember when we let Ubisoft hack our Facebooks to get a bunch of pins or whatever?
No.
What?
Privacy violations also ruining America.
Well, helping ruin America.
Helping ruin America.
So what did you guys just not not read or ignore the fine print for something? Or
No. There was
That sound- I
it
mean,
was
that's-
like an
I
open
would do
thing
that.
because it was Watch Dogs was sorry. to go on a
Oh my
tangent.
god! Holy shit!
Watch Dogs
Yes.
was coming out and they had a booth at PAX East and they were just like entering your Facebook details and we'll like hack it and tell you shit about yourself. And it was
Yeah.
like
What?
it was a dumb little Facebook app, you know,
Uh-huh.
which in hindsight turns out that they really do have access to all of your information for
Mhm.
free
Again.
whenever they want.
simpler time.
And they can just flex those muscles like a bit, like.
But they were like, yeah, give us access to this Facebook app and we'll give you like I don't know, like DLC or a coupon and some pins or something.
Yeah.
And we were just like, yeah, I'm an idiot. And then we did it.
I think I have this.
But
book
I feel like-
somewhere.
I don't know. I feel like the Matrix up and like made people think hacking was cool.
Oh yeah.
And then
Yeah.
like I don't know what it was that realized that I don't know, maybe it was like all these people getting their identities stolen that made people realize, oh, maybe hacking isn't cool. But it was like I don't know, it was like cool guys and like trench coats.
You know what, Kay?
and-
You are right. We should rewatch Hackers again because then we would think hacking was cool.
Yeah. Yeah, let's go back.
Yeah.
Simpler time. I want to go back to that simpler
Nothing says
time.
cool like Fisher Stevens on a skateboard. I've
Damn
always
right.
I
said
see
that.
it all the time.
Yeah.
Or hacking on a lazy Susan in a telephone booth.
Here's the thing: hacking can be cool if they target the right
The
people.
white hat.
Turns out you don't have to be a hacker to get everybody's information.
Yeah, you don't have to even be skilled, honestly.
You just have to have
It's
an
like the-
LLC.
Ah.
So the word of mouth was beginning to spread. Piece of shit Notch tweeted on it, giving
No.
more,
Oh, yeah.
God,
More-
this is like a menagerie of shit with all these people popping up.
giving more attention
Ugh.
to the.
Sorry, I haven't read the
Whatever
news
the
in
hell it
past
was.
7 years. Has Notch done something bad?
I love Minecraft.
Hold on, let me just open up my news app real
Oh
quick.
no! Oh no!
My favorite tweet. Remember the tweet I showed you guys?
Oh, the JonTron and Notch?
Yeah, it was
Yep.
Notch was just like, man, candy's like weird, right? And then it just said 315 replies later at JonTron. And it was just like, World War II didn't have to happen or something like that.
I think it was worse than that.
It was worse. Yeah.
Hey, speaking of topical news, JonTron was trending.
Okay.
I don't want to know.
Okay.
Well, now.
Unless it was his arrest, yeah, it's fine.
Yeah.
Well, now.
He's anti-vax. Continue.
I'm shocked.
Literally nothing could have been less surprising.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought you were gonna say he could like play the cello or something. Then
I'm sure he can, but he's also a white supremacist. And he's not white, which is
his
impressive.
aren't his parents are like first generation immigrants, aren't they?
Yeah, they're Persian.
Yeah.
Anyway, continue.
more dumps of terrible news stories surrounding nefarious crimes continued as well. Man, now this is coming hot off of these jokes. This is good. Oh, I apologize.
You're welcome.
A Canadian student murdered in her bedroom after her boyfriend saw her get attacked on a web call.
What?
That was
Wait.
tweeted out
Wait,
by the Camdrome account.
she got attacked by someone else, and then
Yeah.
Wait, this is a real story?
Yes. This happened, and then
I thought Canadians
they
were
were just
supposed to be
piggyback
polite.
on it.
Not in
Well,
Alberta.
Yeah.
Is that where it happened?
I have no idea.
The last message broadcasted out from the weekend by Camdrome was, quote, split into 11 pieces, sent unto 11 executions. Our problems can't be ignored, end quote. Also attached was a collage of faces within a fucked up looking VHS tape filter, possibly the characters they were referring to. Because, like, it's not a situation where enthusiasts think it's real, like this is really happening. It's just the interest came from the desire to pursue its intentions. It was presumably a brand new independent horror game after all, except nobody really knew where to go from here. But then, on Monday, September 2nd, one day after the convention was over, an official YouTube channel was started, along with a single uploaded video titled Camdrome. It was 40 seconds long, once again showing the logo, a fake connecting loading thing underneath, and then another barrage on the senses with our mass lunatic encased in washed out colors, screeching static, all while shushing you. Not entirely constructive, unfortunately. We watched that as well. Any further comments to...
It was loud and it flickered a lot. It
Yeah.
sure was.
Yeah, the masked person in that and also in the Camdrome footage from PAX makes me think of the Shea St. John. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of this.
No.
It's early internet, and I had to look it up to double check myself and make sure it wasn't like a cameo.
Go on.
A very long story short, the timelines won't match up. Shea St. John is, well, what turned out to be a fictional character who was it was a woman in a wheelchair with just a terrifying mask, even creepier than the one in Camdrome. And her backstory was that she was a model who was horribly disfigured in an accident and replaced all of her missing parts with mannequin prosthetics.
Oh my god, I think I've seen shit from this.
Yes.
Okay.
So mind you, this I think came early aughts, like late 90s, where like it was early
going
internet.
viral wasn't on the mind.
Exactly. And scary like short films starring this
Are those
Shea St.
archived
John.
anywhere?
They're her YouTube channel, well, Shea St. John's YouTube channel was, I think it was terminated in like 2017, but there are plenty of re-uploads. Creepy shit, but that turned out he was actually like he was in some punk bands. It was
Cool.
a guy named Eric Fournier. So it was his character, and a long story short,
this is like a multimedia.
he died in 2010 from
Oh.
complications related to internal bleeding from alcoholism. So timelines don't match up. But Shea St. John, for whatever reason, I think internet poisoning.
Okay.
That was the very first thing that popped into my
No,
head.
that's interesting. I mean, you brought up the Wyoming incident, and Dave, I crossed that with Max Headroom as well.
Yeah.
So as long as, but when you think about, you're probably your creepy hackers from around the, like those kinds of subculture. That's what you would associate.
Yeah, back before hacking was just destroying a private citizen and all of their
Yeah,
financial assets.
it's no fun anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, whoever the hell was behind Max Headroom had to break into that TV
Yeah,
station.
that was
and
damn
like,
clever.
Yeah.
There was the one guy that hacked. He took over a broadcast of HBO, and they just put up a thing on the screen
Yeah.
complaining about their prices. That's how you.
Yeah, like, just,
Yeah, get back
It
to
takes
hacking
effort.
corporations.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I say.
Stop swatting each other. Start taking down the man.
yeah, they're trying. They're suing Kellogg.
The true injustices are finally being tried in our courts.
They're not going to be
Yeah.
able to afford their NASCAR no
Finally,
more.
take down John Harvey Kellogg. It's about time somebody did.
You know what? I agree.
Going back to the website proper, did now rock the appropriate title card and link to Twitter, also an upgrade in resolution. Again, there were tweets of unrelated reports from across the world, one centered around the awful sexual abuse and mistreatment of Jessie Slaughter, a non-binary vlogger who went viral in 2010 following their rightful anger against Davy Vanity, lead singer of the electronic group Blood on the Dance Floor.
Oh.
While they were a minor. This then resulting in the near endless harassment against them and their family by spiteful online fans of the band. The bullying then led to stalking, all while Vanity denied the allegations. In 2018, Slaughter posted again in response to the incident on Tumblr. A year later, in 2019, an additional 21 women stood in solidarity with them as fellow victims, going on to accuse the musician of assault, child molestation, and rape. Moving to 2020, after the other members long quit the project, the FBI is now thankfully investigating the whole ordeal. Hopefully there's some justice that comes
Fucking
out of this. Yeah. But Jesus fucking Christ, Camdrome, like, I didn't want to include any of this, though, like, I wanted to really emphasize just how not goddamn cool it is to use that type of horrible pain inflicted on people as the fucking...
Yeah,
It's so-
commercial endorsement.
yeah, in your bullshit,
It's
like,
easy.
advertising.
It's so, yeah, it's disgusting.
Mhm.
Not that the prior ones were fair play, obviously. That was bad too. It's just, from afar, I was majorly on board at the start here. Like, that booth idea was undeniably rad. Shortly after this, gaming news outlets such as Eurogamer also began posting stories on the reveal, leading to the writers and editors who shared it to be solicited personally by someone affiliated with this thing. Those...
Sorry to interrupt.
Oh,
but
sure.
At this point, is there a game? Does anybody know what the hell's going on?
I don't...
Like, you're saying gaming people are talking about this, but there's no game.
It's just because it was at PAX.
Right.
And it was giving the implication that it would, exist as it were, going, because this, you can even go, what was the Halo 2 one, Austin, that ARG?
I Love Bees.
I Love Bees, yeah.
Phenomenal.
But you're right, like, they're not giving it enough. It just seems
Oh my god!
like...
Hold on. No, you can continue.
Okay.
I just remembered. This is the fourth time we've brought up I Love Bees, and I keep forgetting it to add it to the potential topics list. We have to do an episode on I Love Bees.
Just do
Sure.
an entire ARG series.
So those that were reached out to stated the emails they received were unsettling in nature, as well as they included in Zodiac fashion a cipher consisting of an incredibly long series of random letters and numbers with no context. I do have the rest of the content in the email in front of me, by the way, but it's kind of what you'd expect. Something about New World Order, paying in blood, we are the problem, I am the answer, absolve yourself of guilt, etc., etc. It's a bit too much to keep rattling off, to be honest. And this was just one message out of the other supposed 11 from what they tweeted. Putting the code they sent through a hex editor translated the characters into a, get this shit, Encyclopedia Dramatica URL
Ugh.
for
Phenomenal.
an hero, which for those who may not have frequented 4chan as much as me back in the day, is edgelord slang for someone who willingly kills themselves post a heinous act of violence. It's often used to describe spree murderers and school shooters.
Yep.
Cool. I'm glad that that's now taking up space in my brain.
I am happy that was not something you knew about before this.
Yeah, somehow I apparently missed that part of internet history. Thanks.
Now, looking at the other attached images, it absolutely appeared to be pieces to a puzzle that, when put together, would make up the game's box art. Of course, this was also found by digging through the site's basic HTML files, so perhaps that part of the plan there backfired. I don't know. It is fairly blurry, although the proof there is definitive. Going deeper in, engineers located an ASCII portrait of our hooded antagonist's face. Clicking one of the M's redirected to a page that read "Meat is meat" in all caps over and over.
MEAT.
Listen, I know.
Is MEAT?
It's not all just the ARG bullshit, I promise. This is going to be more about just the initial campaign, because there is a lot of metadata I could list off, but it's tough to engage with without any visuals. Besides, we're nearing an important section of this entire endeavor. Because
now I'm afraid where this is going.
This flow of obtuse baloney wasn't going to get to where we needed it to go. However, this was when a gaming podcast and community network called 4 Player Network discovered a pretty significant clue. Apparently, Camdrome.com was registered to Edmund McMillen, otherwise known as the co-creator of Super Meat Boy and The Binding of Isaac, in partnership with one Doug Sockman, a director, producer, and SFX artist at Backseat Conceptions. Backseat Conceptions being basically a multimedia production company that specialized in music videos and commercials. I know it sounds like a porn
and
studio.
yeah, babies being remade.
Yeah, but this points to the theory that they were the team responsible for the guerrilla marketing and filming of the spooky clips.
Yeah, you say major clue. How did none of these fucking gaming outlets check and see who bought the goddamn URL?
Hey, they had a lot of other reporting to do on games, like actual games at PAX that were coming out.
I mean, I guess.
When Redditors actually managed to even track down one of the performers in the PAX video compilation, the actor merely responded with stating that they were always left in the weeds of what the footage would be meant for, going on to say further that they, upon following instructions for the shoot, were then led to sign an NDA and were promptly paid in cash. No questions asked. This, or they were truly incentivized to be sworn to secrecy. Not entirely unbelievable in the independent underground acting scene, although technically this can't be fully verified as 100% truth either. Although I'm curious if anyone has messaged, what is
Can
it?
we reach out to Badlands
Badlands
Chugs?
Yeah, like it's...
First interview episode.
Although you did point out, like there's some other faces in that seem familiar, but I
Yeah,
don't
they
know
seem
if
like
it's
they
just
stick
my
out a
brain,
bit,
like...
but
So here's my plan. Track down one of these people, get them to break the NDA, and then see if anybody sues them.
Ooh,
Because you got to go public.
clever.
You got to go public to fight somebody breaking an NDA.
You're right.
Yeah, like
can the lawyer not do that?
legal
with a-
documents.
True. All right. Yeah. All right.
Mhm.
You have to be.
You might be onto something.
You have to
Sarah.
be made public
That's
as
true.
part. You have to admit stuff as evidence.
Listen.
Contracts can't be falsified.
It's
You can.
you shouldn't.
Well, it would have to come out as part of the lawsuit.
All right. Well, here's what we're saying officially. Mr. Chugs, get in touch with us. We'll double whatever they paid you. Contact hotbuttoncast at twitter.net.
Sign.
You're almost there.
Sign my or contribute to my GoFundMe. We're gonna start a legal defense fund for whoever breaks this NDA.
We could be the first to figure it out. But with this new revelation dug from a pulled PDF and resume, people soon hounded McMillan for more information. That was until he replied back with, quote, "We really aren't involved in making Camdrome. We know the dev who is making it and have been helping. We believe in the concept, but don't actually know that much about the project other than its initial incarnation and the booth setup. We are just as in the dark as everyone else on the current status."
But yet he still
Sure.
believes in the concept.
Yes, he knows what
Whatever
the
that
concept
is.
Is there a game?
Also, meat is meat.
Oh, Team Meat, phenomenal.
Is there a game?
That is like the running
So-
theme of...
He's not as in the dark. If you know the dev,
Yeah.
you're not as in the dark. Who is it?
Yeah.
And if you know the concept well enough in order to believe in it, You got to know what it is, and therefore it exists.
Exactly.
It comes off as playing along. And I suppose this is better than nothing. Like, he technically knows who's involved, maybe, but Canner won't tell us. Annoying. Like, I guess that's kind of that's the point.
But
Everything in video games is always hush-hushing. I don't know. It was just denying the degree of the collaboration outright. That's the best guess. So yeah, after this, there was more hex language that linked to further atrocities in the news. I'm not going to go in detail here of a 12-year-old ending her life due to vengeful cyberbullying.
You
Cool.
just did.
Yeah. Superb.
Further than this was on September 12th that month that these went out.
Wait, is this September 12th as in like less than 2 weeks after PAX?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I forgot the timeline.
Sorry. It's confusing. It'll get
Yeah.
more so
Oh, cool.
soon. They also shared some Latin and periodically toyed with followers, back and forth conversations, pressuring them to ask the correct questions. One I did rather enjoy was when someone tagged them saying, quote, "I really doubt your magic stuff can work on Linux." To which they said, "Violence knows no boundaries." Another user wrote, "I love it when you talk dirty to me." And they just responded with, "I want you to be a part of me." See, that's funny. Like, maybe keep it to that and stop with the...
Yeah, linking actual human atrocities
Yeah.
to your video game? Is it a video game?
I don't think it is. I don't think it is. At this point, it's not.
Yes, I have no proof or evidence showing that this is or was or could be a video game.
But EA's Majestic didn't have to resort to this type of exploitation.
Yeah, do they fax anyone like instructions?
All through
or...
messages. Man, what happened to that thing? We'll never
Missed
know. It's
opportunity.
completely unplayable. So then after a little while, these exchanges slowed and something happened, or rather nothing happened, because things went completely silent. In fact, PAX Prime 2014 came and went without any reappearance of Camdrome. Although when a fan added their account inquiring about where they were, they slyly hit back with, quote, "I am everywhere. But when will we see you?" They replied, "When you open your eyes and call my name."
So they just wanted people to
It's
like
a Rumpelstiltskin? Is that what this is?
Either that, they just wanted to start a flash mob at PAX.
Somebody, wait, quick! Somebody go in the bathroom and say Camdrome in the mirror 3 times. See if we can get a copy.
Later that day, the official profile blasted out, "Have you found me yet?" No one did, so they, again, after several months, tweeted a crummy JPEG underneath the words, "I'm still here. Are you?" This was on May 26, 2015. There was also more of the same that June, followed by people wondering if they were going to show at the PAX that summer. They did not. Some more time goes by. A YouTuber by the alias of Nightmind decided to then pull together everything that was found in a nice handy collection in an effort to enlighten those on the tale thus far. Not dislike yours truly at Hot Button, albeit in a separate format. A video essay from them was then uploaded on June 8th, 2016. Its growing views on the subject then spread its awareness to so many fellow adventurous minds that it caught the wandering webcam eyes of Camdrome itself, especially after such an increase in requests for a dialogue from Twitter users. Who knows? It could have been that was what they were waiting for all along.
Attention.
Yes.
Just ongoing for years. Just hours after his video dropped, a content creator who saw it, known as The Goon, an exclamation point, prodded the Camdrome account and in unusual fashion, received likes on a couple of his posts from it. Soon understanding the game of the thing, he proposed the question of if Camdrome wanted to watch him stream some Payday 2. Brilliant, honestly. I don't know how he was the first to think of that, like considering
Right. We're watching you.
the wrapping of this all. The official account didn't reply back, but instead changed their biography line beneath the profile picture, proving that they were listening. Finally. Because I was going to say, another dump of the cryptic stuff is just going to get redundant
What did they change
after a
it
while. The Goon asked if they were watching, and their bio switched again, letting them know that they were. So now it does seem as if whoever is behind this, whatever you call it, is tuned in to watch some Payday.
Okay.
Fun.
Can't blame him. Good game to watch.
Unfortunately, further exchanges only ended in more frustrating teases. Come on, man. It's literally been
Years
Yeah, how
at this
many-
point, right?
This is what, 4 years, 3 years?
2016, so yeah, 3 years. Although the entity did appear to scroll through the streamer's tweet history, cutely liking one from like previous months. They then set their profile and background to endless strings of the word ask, despite not answering any further questions from anyone. Or maybe that's only what we thought. Users soon began to notice a pattern in Camdrome's like system, resulting in a binary yes or no, depending on if a tweet was hearted or ignored. Shortly upon this discovery, the bear was properly poked and hundreds of messages flooded the account's log. To highlight the most noteworthy answer that they got, there was a yes to let people know that they would indeed be seeing the project in some sort of physical form soon.
Okay.
At about 3:35 Eastern Standard Time, the page was overpowered with the influx of interactions and crashed. Camdrome was offline, leaving a single hint hidden in the banner image of reflected text from an outdated Windows operating system that read a message a couple of us oldies are likely familiar with. It is now safe to turn off your computer.
Good. Cute.
And that was it. Activity was then halted for quite some time. That was until its dormancy ended once again, and it awoken to tweet more ciphers.
How long again was this like?
Setting itself off private mode on July 11th, 2017.
Okay.
11 being its favorite number, of course. This was, July 11th. This to be before Stranger
Yeah,
Things.
7-Eleven. I got it.
Yeah,
Never forget.
it was an inside job.
Never forget.
It was a part-time job. The codes weren't sent out yet, though. First, they scrubbed the account of everything from its earlier years to now. Every post, hyperlink, and picture deleted. And then this is where things get humorous and then fucked up simultaneously. They kept the handle, but changed the display name to Ben Richards, the protagonist from The Running Man. Dope. And the profile pic to a still of Randy Quaid's character from 1998's Independence Day, where he yells, "I'm back," seconds before his jet explodes into the alien mothership's laser weapon.
Okay. I'll give him that one. That one's all right.
Okay.
Although a bit more like obvious was that their banner cover now was presenting a famous scene from George Orwell's 1984. It then sent out a cipher before promptly removing it. Luckily, followers grabbed it, of course. Once translated, it resulted in a live leak vid of an interview with infamous fucking monster Ricardo Ramirez. Those interested in this sort of macabre subject matter and who enjoy scaring themselves like me probably know him better as the Night Stalker, a convicted serial killer, rapist, child abuser, and burglar who claimed the lives of many innocent people and operated primarily out of California during the mid-'80s until his eventual capture in '85 and death in 2013.
Also notoriously horrific breath.
Oh, is that true?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
He had halitosis.
I'd be inclined to believe that. Yeah, that's just his soul.
Yeah,
Sort of
pretty much. Yeah,
smells
trying to
like-
escape his body.
Yeah. More codes continued. These made up of additional YouTube URLs, although they were much more silly this time, as the media now converted over from those, darker news clippings of misery to a more tasteful wave of music videos and movie moments. It's spelling out a sentence when played in order. You had Hush by Deep Purple, I'm Not Who You Think I Am by Gwen Sebastian, the I'll Be Back police station line from Terminator 1, Rockwell's Somebody's Watching Me. Dude, they could have just used Sting's entire catalog. So much to choose from, it'd be way easier. Later, there was A Flock of Seagulls, I Ran So Far Away.
The only Flock of
Kick-ass.
Seagulls song.
Hey, Space Age Love Song. Pretty good.
Yeah, I say that all the
Of
time.
course, you would know another Flock of
Yeah, it's
Seagulls
the first
song.
one on that
He had to
album.
Google it.
I did
You
not.
cut out the 20 minutes of him clicking and clacking away to find
Yeah,
another Flock of
I
Seagulls
edited
song.
out him Trying to
It's a
appear
lie.
smart.
This one not even have anything extra with it. It was just tweeted out with the phrase "weekday listening."
All right.
Decoding the next message from them led to a Barney clip of the song "Please and Thank You," stopped by the Spice Girls, then the "They Are Watching Me" scene from Linklater's A Scanner Darkly. Awesome flick, except for the Alex Jones cameo, coincidentally enough, like you said, Austin, which was something the director does now very much regret, thankfully. Then there's "I'm Not the One" by 303, "I Lied" by Nicki Minaj, "Sorry" by the Biebs. This is not a game.
Okay, so we
from
did get some Canadian
the-
atrocities in there.
This is not a game from the Chemical Brothers. Okay, I get it. Then the "I'm Followed By" quip from the movie's trailer, A Scanner Darkly, I mean. So yeah, bear with me here. I'm going to try to read these all together, putting those all into one sentence. It's "Hush, I'm not who you think I am. I'll be back. Somebody's watching me. I ran so far away. Please and thank you. Stop. They are watching me. I'm not the one. I lied. Sorry. This is not a game. I'm followed."
So there is no video game.
Certainly sounds like they just admitted it.
Yeah. That's their press statement.
Yeah, the press statement is made exclusively on Twitter using YouTube videos.
But there was one last one, and it was the Camdrome video, like that analysis from our YouTuber himself, Mr. Nightmind. He actually commented on his reaction to decoding that in a follow-up. Had to feel strange, I bet. You know, of course, there to be a part of him that was kind of sweet, that like his thing ended up being like the...
Yeah, very meta, where his analysis became part of the
Yeah.
game.
It was the period at the end of the... After this, the links got a bit more removed from each other. There was a Sheepdogs record, a Reddit thread about those who had successfully pretended to fake their identity online, the first rule of Fight Club scene in Fight Club.
Nah, overdone. Come on.
Right? And how to get more creative than that. Beyond these, those within the ARG community suspected the implication of those messages was to be a cry for help coming from a quote-unquote victim player of it. This supported by the next post to an article on director James Gunn fucking with Instagram by masquerading as a Marvel exec. I don't
What?
remember that.
I don't either.
I have no idea what that's referencing.
But that's their translation. But apparently finding out the Voldemort-esque rules of not saying its name didn't come soon enough, and the late warning caused the account to tweet out Clarence Carter's "I Got Caught" single, then the Wikipedia page to the Pretenders, and lastly, from the supposed Ben Richards, underneath, it was Willie Nelson's "On the Road" again, under the words time
all
time
just
to go.
meaning- it's all just words.
Yeah, it's
like
gobbledygook.
11 fresh responses total after a year. Yeah, get
It's-
it? 11. This thing started off so fucking cool, and then it just got like real up its own ass. Like,
yeah, and degenerated into,
they're just
just-
stringing people along.
yeah.
Like,
That's the game.
there is no game.
so yeah, this whole
But to pay for a pack space, like, this seems like we're halfway through. Well, not halfway, but I mean, like, we're at the middle point of something bigger. Like, it's signifying, like,
Yeah, fucked
A
up
level-
people got a lot of money and a lot of time.
to what end?
Performance art.
Performance art.
Yeah. So with the trail running dry, it seemed that we already lost the game, never to be completed. Or was it just taking another nap? Well, the final word to come from Macmillan in regards to its state actually came mid-2019 with, quote, "Camdrome was boxed up and placed inside a wall years ago. It was recently rediscovered that the film had been damaged by time. No idea what will come of it." End
What?
quote. Interesting that he referred to the piece as a film here.
So it is the sequel to Videodrome.
Is
what you're saying. Or was there I don't actually know. I don't think there was.
I don't think Videodrome
Alright,
got
yeah.
a sequel.
So wait, so you're saying that somebody actually copped to being what was his name?
Edmund Macmillan.
So Edmund McMillan is saying that Videodrome was boxed up.
Yeah.
Camdrome.
God damn it. Look what you've done to me. So Camdrome got boxed up, which means he admits to knowing at least some of the, I would say, production, but that would imply that there was a product.
Yeah, so is he simply continuing to act coy
Yes,
to play along?
because he says that film,
Yeah.
first of all,
Right.
Right. Webcams.
film's expensive, and film cameras are even more expensive.
Also, webcams, historically, not really film cameras.
Yeah. Second of all, the film got lost to time,
Damaged due to time.
Yeah.
damaged due to time. Film does not deteriorate that
and
quickly.
yeah, and just
Film takes a very long time to
not
deteriorate.
6
There are
years.
movies from the 50s that are still not deteriorating.
I don't know how improperly it was restored. They shove it into the salt mines where
guess.
that cut of Event Horizon lived. Or so is this experiment truly dead and buried? We may not
What
ever
experiment?
really know for certain. The official website has been offline since December of 2018. The YouTube account remains up with their single uploaded video from now going back 8 years and with less than 10,000 views and 500 subscribers. Meanwhile, the Twitter handle has yet to be deactivated following its last tweet on June 19th, 2017. I wish I could say there was more of a bang as we approach this unceremonious finale. Of course, it can always just be another quiet chapter into the grander story. Like literally tomorrow, it could suddenly snap awake and start fucking with people again, or even come out via Game Pass. Who the fuck knows?
There is no game.
That appears to be the nature of this whole, like, ongoing fucking series. And hey, we've willed Stranger Things into existence on the show before. Looking at you, 4K Blu-ray of The Spirits Within announced days after.
Well, time for
We're
a rewatch.
cursed. We're the good luck Chuck of podcasts. I've said it a million times.
Well, I mean, we already
Something you absolutely want to be associated with.
between all of us, we already own Spirits Within on every other possible format, so
We
someone
have to get
has
it.
to buy it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But that's the tale of Camdrome for now. A twisted and mysterious project with an unknown future ahead. And while it certainly isn't the only outsider game within a game to use social media as a way of, like hip guerrilla style marketing, and your frog fractions and stuff, although
That was a game.
you're right.
Mhm.
Yeah.
A product.
It likely will be forever remembered by those who participated in its creepy voyeuristic campaign of abstract clues, unsettling imagery, and bizarre ties to high-profile names in the video game development space. This, along with a drop at one of the industry's largest events, something many indie horror creators would never dream of achieving. So before I leave you guys with a couple questions, I do want to thank
A couple.
a few sources. The aforementioned Chris Morris for documenting the pack stuff, Eurogamer for sharing those emails, 4Player Network for some top-notch sleuthing, same with Reddit, Nightmine for the very helpful collections of videos on the subject, and finally Oddheader for bringing this topic to my attention in the first place. If you haven't checked him out before, then I highly recommend it. If you're into the stranger, darker side of gaming discoveries, there's tons of neat content there. All right, so as we close out here, do any of you think this is the last of it, or will Camdrome inevitably return one day? And was this ever planned to release at some point
I don't.
when removed from the publicity stunt of it all?
I really don't think so. It seems like if you're stringing people along for that long with that little effort, like after a while, once the ARG elements were gone and it was just links, spelling out a message, like at that point it costs you nothing to keep doing that. But if you haven't even
But then so what are you
shown-
promoting?
nothing,
By then,
your
yeah,
own
like-
your own vanity, like you're just messing with people at that point, because like if
I
you're
feel like there should be a
promoting-
way to turn this into dollars, though. Like I don't.
Well, right. That's what I'm saying. If they haven't at this point, when would they? Like they've lost their window where this would have been a lucrative option. Now they're just screwing with people.
People, yeah, and those who were following this, like those fans, they've kind of
Yeah, I mean, well, it's because
Long as,
they have nothing to go off anymore. Like there's
Yeah.
nothing of any sort of substance to interact with.
interest
so-
has become sort of lost.
Yeah.
But
In internet, people have very short attention spans.
Yes.
Like,
true.
You can get away with maybe stringing people along a few years at most, and
If there was some sort of epic return, though, that would be something, because then you'd be like, how long is this?
I feel like, but I don't know. I feel like even if they tried to do that, like I feel like with all of like the real world tragedy and like horror that they like used it to be
Yeah.
like edgy and all of that, like that's always going to be a part of the Camdrome. I don't know, like
Mythos.
yeah.
Yeah.
They can't get away from that, and you can't
Doing
really
that
get
now
away
is-
with that shit in 2021.
Yeah, it's a very different world now from when they started this campaign.
It was even late. Like I was the late
They were at the tail
shit of
end
then.
of
Yeah.
Yes.
Like 2013.
of
Like
that. Not being acceptable, but being like tolerated.
exactly.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah, and
they're a relic.
I mean, I know it's tough to say one way or another guaranteed, just considering how it would go quiet and then pop up and then, but I think this is, if the last stuff from it was in 2017, I don't think they ever waited that. Like there wasn't that much time in between.
right, the
Um,
the time for them to actually link this to a commercial product is gone. So
Right.
Someone grill the Super Meat Boy guy.
Seriously. Because when you
Oh,
factor in
God
just how
damn it.
fucking long this, like, but I do feel that it was a bit separated from its contemporaries, at least, like, just because of where it like showed its face and then where
Yeah.
it like it and
The fact that it was able to like stealthily appear on the PAX Prime show floor is the most fascinating part to me still.
no, yeah,
It's
for sure.
I want to know. I still want to know.
I wanted to do this story based off that.
Yeah.
And then I kind of like
You would-
researching this as I was like myself.
Yeah,
like,
and you would think with such a like an amazing like opening to this thing that it wouldn't just kind of end with a whimper.
I know it was
but-
exactly it was because this was fun. I was like in it, and then it it dropped hard.
yeah.
you know what? I'm going to
Eventually,
use
but-
your curse to all of our benefit. I'm putting money down right now. If there ever was a commercial product, it's been scrapped or is gone forever. All right, we'll see it in 2 weeks.
I think Alex Jones did it.
Whoa.
Just a couple of devs having fun with Alex Jones.
Yeah, the actual product is Brain Force Plus.
I don't know. A part of me like I want to believe, and because we're always in the market for getting our hands on more spooky shit to play, despite the likeliest scenario being what you said, Dave, that the production is probably just like went wrong during its advertising reign, or there were logistical issues that never got ironed out. I don't. It's
This smacks more to me of somebody with a lot of pull messing with people, right? Because like if you got that booth, you either had to have been far enough to have something to show to keep the project alive, or you have a lot of connections to have gotten it in the first place than just to fuck around with it.
yeah.
So I the fact that they just let it lapse without any piece of product ever even like slipping or being leaked anywhere says to me that there was nothing there to begin with.
I am, the more I think about it, the more I'm leaning towards performance art.
Yes.
Like-
yeah.
I think those are the two paths here. It's either was it performance art, or did this just completely fall apart in development? Like,
I think it's a little bit of both.
oh, you think? Yeah, that's possible.
One
Because
or
I
the other.
The thing
want to
seemed
see
like-
it come back. I hope to see it come back as a game, like you said. Like
Yeah.
Well, I think the thing. I think
maybe
the thing
there's
was
true crime
never a
elements
game.
respectfully toned down.
I think it was a piece of art,
Mhm.
like a film or something like that, and then they just kind of like they set up a Twitter account, they did the pack stunt, and then they got the attention
'cause
that
Panic
they
Kid's not
wanted,
Traditionally, the venue for that sort of thing.
and then it fell apart, and then they just decided, with the attention they had, to just fuck with people.
Right.
Mhm.
Well, last question: could you make a webcam themed video game? And
People are making
2021.
webcam themed movies still in 2021. Yeah, you can fucking do it.
yeah,
Also, didn't Her Story just come out? Wasn't that basically that?
well,
I mean, it
no,
was
because
courtroom
there wasn't
recordings or something, right?
interactivity with that. First of all, Her Story came out in like 2015, I think, or something.
Yeah, behind the times.
But
whatever.
it also that game doesn't
What's the other one though?
telling lies.
Telling Lies is a webcam themed game.
Okay.
Yeah, that's more involved. Yeah, it's more because Her Story is more a police station.
Yeah, Her
interview,
Story
like,
is police
camera.
interviews. The Telling Lies is you get sections of webcam conversations, but you get one half of each.
Could you integrate
Is
like
there-
social stuff into this though?
Is there a chat
can
roulette?
do whatever
theme?
Have it be a
You could make a
multiplayer.
chat roulette themed horror game. Just
Yeah.
trying to find another human being that's
hate-
not just a disembodied
Not-
penis
not
or
to-
something.
Not to drain the last little bit of hope out of everybody, but you could make Camdrome if you really wanted to. You could make a computer virus that would hack into people's webcams and then display it to people. I mean, you couldn't have them be murdered. Could have them be murdered on camera.
Austin, this is your lawyer. Austin, this is your lawyer. Stop. Stop talking.
The internet is held together with duct tape, and it's very insecure.
That's why you always
So you could
block
technically
your webcam.
you do whatever the fuck you wanted.
Yeah, it's not the same. I'm summoning you, Camdrome. You hear me?
Can you sell a product like that? No, it's illegal.
Yeah, I'm gonna go.
Unless-
get around
Like
that.
Austin was.
Unless you're Mark
I'm gonna go in the
Zuckerberg.
bathroom. Say it 3 times in the dark. Gonna happen. Or maybe now
it
we
was
want it
Mark
too much.
Zuckerberg.
No.
Oh, Camdrome will show up in his new metaverse.
Yeah, he did it while he was smoking his meats.
No.
You ever,
meat is meat.
yeah, you ever see that video?
No.
I have.
I don't know.
Oh man, I got a video to show Randy after this.
I also.
I
don't
thought
know
that
what
was
the
just
fuck
the
you're
Super
talking
Meat
about.
Boy.
Kay knows what I'm talking about.
Anyway,
just out
yeah.
here in my backyard smoking these meats.
thank you guys for joining and indulging me in the occult once again. Be sure to tune in next year for more Halloween-themed episodes.
Yes, this is very similar. If I can link this to anything, this is kind of similar to Pale Luna, which we did last
Mhm.
Halloween. So check that one out.
Yeah, because if this was your jam, there's a whole previous seasons of scary
Or
stories.
go look up the old Wyoming incident videos on YouTube. They scared the shit out of me when I was young.
Yeah, I need to look into this. So
Yeah, everyone look up
Sorry.
Max Headroom. And just-
Oh, that's a classic.
Yeah.
Look up the
You ever see
video.
nobody ever talks about the extended cut of Max Headroom where his butt
Just-
gets smacked with the fly swatter.
Hell yeah.
Just go
I
on,
talk about that.
Yeah.
go on YouTube and look up Mark Zuckerberg smoking meat. And thank me
That's
later.
really-
The scariest thing imaginable for your Halloween
He's
episode.
such a robot. It's hilarious.
No, he's a reptilian. Alex Jones would probably agree with me.
Mm,
Bring it back around. There we
yeah.
go.
That's why he did it on Twitter instead of Facebook. He wanted to,
He's diversifying.
he wanted to get the blame off of him. We figured it out.
Oh,
I'm
Twitter
closing my
false
laptop.
flag.
Wait, we gotta do plugs.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks for listening. You can find all our Halloween stuff and much more at
hours of that,
hotbuttoncast.com. And also subscribe on iTunes and Spotify or wherever else you get your podcasts.
Go tweet at Camdrome. Tag us in it.
Yeah. YouTube, Mark Zuckerberg smoking meat. And then
Send that to.
send that to the Camdrome account. See if he buckles. And also we have
Buckles.
much more coming. We have our anniversary coming up, our 3-year
Aw.
anniversary
Aww.
Yeah.
coming
What is
up.
this like is this
in-
the silver anniversary? Like
Is
the-
it?
Oh, is that-
I think it's paper, isn't it?
Like we got paper.
Randy, I got you a pack of printer paper.
Aw.
It's just what I've always wanted.
Yeah. But no printer. And then we have Game of the Year stuff coming in December, so keep an eye out for that on all the feeds I've mentioned, plus our social feeds, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at Hot Button Cast.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween.
That was
Donate to our
terrible.
patreon.org, patreon.org/loosechangehotbutton.
Oh my god.